Welcome to my brother's spot.
Hi guys, it's Cleo, and that's Cleo from Hitman Company. Go ahead and follow me on hitmancompany.cleo.
My mother was British, but my father was Jamaican, so.
Oh, like UK British?
Mm.
Oh, lovely.
Yes.
Love
So
that.
when she got to the Jamaican,
that's
she
typical
reminded
too,
her.
actually.
It all makes sense.
I got it. Yeah, that's so typical. Love that. I do. Okay.
When I got back into, I had just always been in culinary. First out of high school, got tennis, out of what I fell into. I worked for a chef in Virginia for a while. And then it got to the point where he was like, yo, you superseded what, the capabilities of what we require.
Yeah.
I don't think it does me any justice to keep you in. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that.
That's a real nigga for that. Yeah, that's a real nigga for that.
Exactly, because he was just like, I can't afford to pay you what you're worth.
Yeah.
And then from that point on, it's kind of when I started kind of expanding on my journey and things like that. And I had taken a break from culinary for a while, and then I returned to it, and I have not appreciated, the corporate aspect of it.
That's good for you.
As a chef, you're looking for that perfect bite. You know what I'm saying? That first bite, wherever they may take it from, you want it to be,
always clean, yes.
You want all of your, all of your hits to hit exactly, the
consistency.
So that's what the concept behind it is I don't want you to take a bite of anything, that I present to you or, that I create and not feel that it's better than what you've experienced before. Not just better in, but better in entirety.
Yeah.
The experience as a whole. So,
okay, so I remember you saying something that you had a little bit of experience in farming.
Yes.
So is that almost botanical? Do you have a passion for that? Because recently, I hate to break it to myself, but recently I've actually been very much so into botany.
Yes.
So I'm wondering, is that a love you have? Is that what really fuels the passion for your chefing?
Yes, my father, because it goes back that far. It kind of comes from, my heritage, my family.
I relate, I do.
Back in Jamaica, my father had a farm. So when I lived in Jamaica with my father, that was my first experience. You know what I'm saying? Kind of my first source of memories was, him taking me about the farm and deal with the chickens that I was definitely afraid of.
Oh, farm for real. So you had the chickens. Okay, what else was in the farm?
We had goats, and then I don't remember much else. I know we didn't have any horses or, any donkey or anything like that, but I know that there was a donkey trip. I lost a toenail. So just things of that. And then when I got to California, I didn't do the typical, I ended up in LA. I ended up living in Inglewood for a little bit. But initially, I was in Northern California.
Okay.
In the Wairika area.
And that's good for farming.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, okay.
So I was right by Mount Ashland in that area. And I was leasing some property. And at that point, it was during the pandemic. So there was nowhere to go. And honestly, I'm glad that I took that route because I learned so much about myself. At that point, I had about 11 acres. I went and got my OLCC license to study and, to grow cannabis. And I learned a lot, that year. But then at the same time, they had the large fire. A lot of people lost fencing and things like that. California has a free range law.
Okay.
So if you didn't have your cattle license, if you didn't have your cattle tagged, and they wanted onto my property, I didn't take your cattle. And if we quartered off the property correctly, the cows would do it for us.
Yeah.
So it got to the point where when the neighbors, hey, we're looking for it, they're right here. And they were just like, we don't have nowhere to keep them. Hold on to them.
Wow.
And I came into goats that way. I came into 4 ponies.
So that's my third time saying it, but right place, right time.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, and then a lot of the agriculture is, I grew a lot of, berries, blackberries.
So me relating to you, I grew up that's why I said, well, what else was on the farm? Because I just grew up with just straight, fruits and vegetables. You know what I mean? But I always love to hear when people actually talk about animals because that's one thing I never got to really interact with much. Yeah. I think it's just so cute. Because that's truly what a farm is, it has the animals and all that too, so.
And when I say I stumbled into that, because initially I was, I had my squash, I had my melons, we actually had a peach tree that was doing well. And then I was conducting my studies, for my cannabis as well. And then the animals started, it almost was a nuisance initially because they would come in and they would disturb my crops, things of that nature. And then I was like, wait, I just put you guys over here.
Yeah.
And then
that is the thing. You're absolutely right.
And that's when I realized. And then when the neighbors came too, and when I say neighbors, they're about 10 miles away.
I was going to say, I said it. You said you had 11 acres. I'm assuming neighbors is like neighboring county damn near. Yeah. Okay.
The city was so small that the population, it's a dry erase board.
You're lying.
No exaggeration. So it's not dry erase, but you can remove the numbers.
If somebody dies, then hey,
they'll go up there and they will change the number.
Oh my God. Okay, so I'm from a very small island. However, it is very densely populated. So whenever I tell people, hey, I'm from 21 square miles, they're always like, oh, so everybody knows everybody. And yes, we do, to a degree, but it's 60,000 people.
Yes.
So there's towns out here that are larger with less people. So whenever I always ask people, I'm like, well, how many people was around? For you to say like it's damn near dry erase, that's insane to me. Cause I'm assuming that's probably maybe 3 times as large as my country. Maybe. That's, I was gonna say, and that's me being very, very assuming. Like, I'm sure it's even bigger than that. So it's just like, dang, people have what, like half my island to themselves? Like, that's insane.
I was leasing 11 acres from an individual, God rest his soul, that homesteaded 59 acres in the 40s.
59 acres is insane. And in the 40s at that, with no real technology, really just mechanics.
I believe at the time, the only rule from my understanding was that if you could validate that you secured the premises, meaning that you put a fence around it.
It's yours.
It was yours.
I'm not gonna cap to you. There's one thing, and people always talk about the old days and they be like, no, but things are so much better. I don't know. Drop me in the 50s, bitch. Drop me in the 40s, 50s. I'll take it. Okay, a little slavery. Let me stop. Like, okay, a little slavery. All right. Maybe let's push back to like the 70s, 80s.
Cause what really is freedom?
Are we even free? Let's really get it. Are we really free? Look, I'll go on a whole tangent right now. But like, drop me in like maybe let's say more like 70s, 60s, 70s. Okay, I couldn't have a job and a bank account, but okay. Like, I think I'm okay,
You know what's terrible? Is I look to connect with my brother's spot, things of that nature, because I grew so much, mentally, and I realized kind of a lot about myself and how much I could bring to the table in that period. But I had no access to any of that. When I say I was off the grid, I was off the grid.
But that's a 180, and I'm glad you said that. Because now to meet you here now in this city, I would never believe that.
And that's what's beautiful about it, is because now I'm finding a way to, to kind of merge it without compromising, the integrity of either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Most importantly,
that's beautiful there. That's something Atlanta needs.
Hey,
baby, this is the land of red dye number 40. I'm not gonna lie to you. They need that.
What's your favorite flavor? Red?
Hey, look, they need that. And I think that this is also a place where they're very receptive to that too.
And that's what I'm hoping for.
Oh, they are. Yeah. For a fact, baby. They're for a fact. Like, they're very progressive. I'll give Atlanta that. I moved here. I was actually suggested to move here. I was in South Carolina at the time, and they was honestly laughing at me. They was like, why are you in South Carolina? That's entirely too slow for you. You need to go somewhere progressive. You need to go to Atlanta. And I was like, okay, cool. 2 weeks later, I moved. I was told, like, literally smack me dead in the face. I was like, okay, no, these are the people I need. They are.
Yeah.
They genuinely are. So I think they're going to be really good for that. I think you're in the right place for exactly what you're doing.
And that's what I'm hoping, because I got that same advice, but they told me to go to LA.
Now, LA,
I would never listen to those people again.
Don't ever take advice. Hey, cause you see me, I said LA. Now, we might have a little bias.
It's beautiful. It's fun.
For 2 minutes.
It's more to come, to be continued.